Wow. Some sort of just long rod. Oh, you. Alright. It's 2023. It's been, I don't know, 2.5 weeks or so since I've done anything to this. It's been so cold. This wood stove over here, that's not ready to go, so I just waited it out. It's warmed up back into the 50s. It was around 0 degrees Fahrenheit with, actually it was colder than that. Wind chills were like 30 below. Way too cold to be out here messing with it, but it's back up into the 40s and 50s again. So I got seals. It's just for that fuel shaft for here. I got that. We're gonna work on that today. I'm gonna do the flex drive as well. I got these, got the ammeter, got these discs, and these seals for the input shaft, but I don't remember it being that big. I don't know, we'll find out when I get in there. It could be the wrong seal, but I have to get this floor pan off here where the decelerator pedals are to get access to that, and I'm probably going to end up pulling the belly pan out from under the transmission too. So first thing I got to do is get this shaft off, because to get that pan out, that's got to come out, and to change this seal, this has to come off. So all that's got to come off. I'm just going to take this, out, set it over here out of the way. I'll probably take a screwdriver or a pick or something and just score a line right down across that shaft so I can line it right back up, because I'm pretty sure that's got to be in a certain position. I don't know. Either way, it's going to go back the way it was. And then I can change that seal out. That's the first thing I'm going to do, is change that seal. And then we'll work on the flex drive, and then the input shaft. If it's the right seal, I'll get that changed. If not, I will order another seal. And it takes forever. It took over 2 weeks just to get that seal. So let's get started. Can you see it? Right here. Better. It has been very, very cold. I thought about coming out a few times, and just using the wood stove in the shop to try and keep warm, but it was so cold. You couldn't even touch anything out here without your hands trying to freeze right to it. So it wasn't worth it. I'm not in a huge hurry anyway. Got all winter to mess with it. Maybe I better mark that before I get too far ahead. Let's see if I can just scratch it with a screwdriver. I think that's good enough. Yeah. We can line that up pretty dang close to where it was. I just scratched it a little bit just to make it easier. take them off a little at a time. See if they're all the same length so far. Definitely got fuel in it. Wow. You see all that? Look at that. You wouldn't think it would run. Is that supposed to be a spring? Wow. Wow, wow. Well, nice. I'm glad I took it off. Let's clean it up a little bit. And here's another spring. I mean, how the heck was it even working? Was it working? Huh. Yeah. That's not good. It's like dirt. What? How did this thing run? Seriously. Can you see it? Am I paying attention to what I'm doing here? Yeah. Kind of thinking I might take this off. Replace this spring right here too. Look at it. I think it might be broken anyways. Then I could at least get in here and, I mean, look at the crap coming out of it. Huh. 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 The fuel filter, when I changed it out, was absolutely packed full of stuff, which surprised me it ran, but how would that all get in there? Just getting behind the gap, almost, maybe because the seal was bad, just dust was getting in there and then building up over time maybe? And I don't know. That's really bad. Huh. Well, I'm glad I took it off. I don't know if I'm going to be glad if I take that off. It doesn't look like it really does a whole lot. I mean, obviously it's, I mean, this thing goes through here, so this is, I don't know. I should take that off or not, I don't know. You always hear horror stories about injection pumps, but they can't be that difficult. I mean, maybe they are, I don't know. I mean, what is it, just money to have somebody else fix it, right? If I screw it up? Oh boy. Alright, well, no sense in staring at it. Oh, look at this. Look at that spring on the back side. Can you see it? In the light, better. Look at that seal. Look at all the junk just packed in here. I don't know what this rod here is, But that's completely, maybe just a drain. That might be just a drain. I gotta get in my parts book and see. I guess I'll be ordering a few more things. I'll get this all cleaned up. No sense in watching me take mud out of it. And then if I decide to take that off, which I'm pretty sure I will, we'll come back to that. Alright, so I took this cover off on this, up here. Took this cover off. High idle, low idle. It was on here like this with 2 Allen bolts. I took that off. And I'm not going to mess with the, which one is the top one? High idle. I'm not going to touch that. The low idle, I have to take this out to get this off and the spring out. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got a line marked across that bolt with a marker. You probably can't see it, but there's a mark there. Just gonna crap over. I'm going to count how many turns it takes to get that bolt out. And it looks like it's in really rough shape. I don't know if it's worth putting it back in. I might just order a new one. I'll just count how many turns it takes to come out. And I'm sure there's specific settings for it in the book, but at least that way I'll have some sort of idea. And when I put the new one in and the springs and all that. And I don't think this compartment is supposed to have fuel in it. I'm wondering if there's a seal behind this that's leaking fuel into here, and this seal is just supposed to keep crap from getting in, and it's just because it was solid full of, I was assuming, yeah, it's fuel and water and mud and dirt and everything else. So that'll be interesting. If I can't get that seal out, I'm gonna end up taking this whole thing off, because I don't want it to just be, you know, I can change this seal over here, and it feels like there's a ridge there. I have to check on that. I can change that outer seal and keep stuff from leaking out, but that doesn't mean, I mean, I guess it ain't a huge deal if it's full of fuel, but it seems to me like it's just gonna leak out. So if there is a seal behind here, I'm hoping I can get it from this side without taking this housing off. I really don't want to start tearing into this thing, because I have never torn one apart. I've never really even seen the inside of one. So far it looks fairly simple, but I'm sure the farther you dig into it, the more complicated they get. But I don't know. What's the worst that could happen, right? So now I'm just going to take and count the number of turns to get that out, and then I'll come back when I'm taking that apart and we'll see where we're at. Alright, there's the bolt. Pretty rough shape. 11 and a half turns to get that out. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's probably an RPM setting or something. I don't know, I haven't even looked it up. Let's see if we can get this out here. Oh yeah, it's broken. Spring's broken in pieces. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able, maybe I should slide off of there now. Uh-oh. Guess the whole shaft's supposed to come out. Or not. Uh-oh. Dumping fuel. And I mean dumping fuel. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This thing ain't moving on here. this will just moves like this, but this is on there. So, and there's another seal. I assume you could just, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of in rough shape too, but I might be able to clean that up. Still usable, I guess. I don't know. Well, let me see if I can get that out of there. Alright, so I got this governor off. Some goop down in the bottom of this even. Look at that. Pretty nasty looking in there. Right now I'm going to take the bolts out that I took off from it. I didn't set the timing or anything on the engine and the fuel pump and all that, or the injection pump, because I'm assuming unless you're taking the injection pump off, you could pull the governor without worrying about that. I don't know. I'm going to find out, I guess, when I put it back together. It's probably going to be a month though, because who knows how long it'll take to get the parts. I'm going to try and clean this up and find some numbers on it, because I can't find anything in the book. So there's so many different variations. So I'm going to take these bolts out, put them in this piece of cardboard, just kind of line them up. There's a couple that are a little bit different length. So I didn't touch the, I don't know if that's low idle or high idle. I don't remember. Might be low idle. I didn't touch this one. I'm just going to clean everything up and leave that in place. This one was 11.5 turns out. I'll just put that back. It'll be pretty close, I guess. Okay. Here is this kind of put back together. I just wanted to get an idea how it worked before I changed the seal out and did all that. This shaft right here, this is the shaft that I pulled out. When I did that, this piece right here is keyed on the bottom side. So it's keyed into this shaft. So that's got to be that way. And then there's a flat washer. If you can see it right there. So when you slide the shaft in, you can take this out. As you slide the shaft in, you put the flat washer on, and then you put this piece on, and then get this piece on. And then as you're sliding the shaft in, you just kind of wiggle this around as you're pushing the shaft in, and it'll find its spot because it's keyed. It doesn't have a choice. I'll pull it back apart and show you. This is more for me than anything, but then it all comes together, slides into this housing over here. This piece, as best I can see in these directions over here, this goes down. This little lip, if you can see that. They go down. And then it's one of these little, alright, no, and then this piece goes, and then this piece, and then this little spring washer thing, and then another shim over top of that, and then this spring over top of that. I gotta clean all this up here. I'm just doing this, and then that thing's got a thing on the end of it too. Like that. Oops, sorry. Okay, just like that. So that's kind of how that goes, I guess. Everything seems to be seated in where it needs to be. As you turn the throttle, whichever way, everything kind of moves. Not sure exactly how it all works, but that's kind of how it all goes according to what I can figure out in this, and nothing really matches what I have. It's close. So I'm going to take it all back apart and replace that seal. Where's that shaft? This is what I'm talking about. This thing here has like a keyway inside of it, which matches up with the keyway in that shaft. So it kind of has to go that way. So now I'm going to try to get this seal out. Alright, I got this seal out. What it is, I put this in the vise, had a coat around it, and just snugged it down. Just made sure I didn't hit anything or bend anything, and just snugged it so it wouldn't move. And I took, I don't know, 17mm wrench, put it inside there like that, and then just pried it like that. Instantly popped out. A little bit of a mark. I don't even know if you can see it right there, but it's on the, it didn't hurt a thing. So here's the new seal, exact same as that one. Let's see if I can get it put in there. N402. Huh. That's nuts. Wish I could find one on this one. It's a $4, $3 gasket, $4 gasket. Yeah, this one here is older. That might be someone might have had this off before. I don't know. Well, I'm going to look through the book, see if I can find that gasket on one of these parts books, and just used all those part numbers. Alright, it's got to be close. Alright, it's been, what was over here? It's been 2 days since I tore the governor off of this. So, I ordered the parts 2 days ago for that. They're on the way. I really only need one gasket and I can get that governor back on. I actually took the housing and just tested it just to make sure it would all go back together with no issues, and it's pretty, knock on wood, it's pretty simple. So hopefully that works out. So today I'm going to work on the flex drive, which is below this. Good, that one's not even in there. Well, it's got 15 washers on it. This one. I wonder why there's so many washers.
Probably end up getting under there and taking that pan out. The belly pan as well, but we'll wait and see. Huh, that's interesting. Are you loose? Oh yeah, you're loose. Well, I'm definitely taking the belly pan out because I think that one over there has a nut underneath of it, or something went on with it. It broke and it won't come out. Well, I'm gonna go pull the pan out from underneath of it. I'll fight with that for an hour, so I'll come back when I'm ready to change that out. There we go. Alright. Well, just show a little bit of taking this belly pan out because it's a super pain in the butt. I got an ATV jack. I think it'll lift like 1,500 pounds or something, give or take. The worst part is the spring. Springs this back up. I forgot about it. So when I pulled the handle out so I could get in here, that popped back up. That might be a problem. I might have to tear this apart. I've got pressure on it so I could get the other two bolts out of the sides. Might be in trouble. I'll figure it out one more. Alright, let's get these out. This will slowly come down and the jack should hold it, because there's hooks up front that hold the front, so it's got to come out at an angle like this. So I have to let the back down, get these bolts out, jack the front up, clear this, and pull it back enough so I can let the whole thing down. It's kind of a pain, really. I mean, I guess it's, if you're out on the job site, it might be easier, but in here, if those hooks weren't on it, I could just put this underneath the middle of it with some 2x4s, or wouldn't even have to have 2x4s. Take all the bolts out and just let it down. Let's get it out of here. See it dropping down. Oh, that one's out. Alright, watch your fingers. It shouldn't come at me because the hook should hold it, but someone mentioned in the comments if they happen to break off, which I agree with. And there's not a whole lot of room. There we go. Oops. Watch out. Are you gonna cooperate? No, you're not. How am I gonna get you out of there now? Okay. You guys see any of that? I don't know. Might have bumped you. It's hard to tell. Alright, take two. That's probably why I pulled the handle out. Oh, you bitch. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, let's see if we can get the light in there. You see that hook? Set right there. Can you see that hook in there? Right there. There's one on each side. Okay, that's what I've been wrestling with. Should have seen the first time I took this out. I had no idea those were there. So I use this bar right here to pry it back once you get it at the right angle. So I've got this jack holding the back just right and that jack holding the front just right. I'm gonna let this rear jack down just a little bit. And then, actually I gotta let it all the way down. I'm gonna take that bar, grab that jack and see if it'll roll back a little bit. Come on. I gotta let you all the way down. There we go. There it is. After you get the right combination, probably should have left that out or put a 1-inch board in there too, because it still wanted to barely drag. I ended up putting it back up on those hooks, and then I took these uprights, set on here like that in those holes, and it raises it up, I don't know, that much, 3 inches maybe. That was just enough. Well, I couldn't get that thing out of there. It was wedged in. Alright, let's get up underneath there. See what we got. Oh. How's this gonna work? That's tight. Alright. Can you see now? Okay, here's the flex drive discs I was talking about. See how they're all cracked? And that seal's leaking. You can see oil all over everything. This could be from that line right there. Maybe, I don't know. Or it could be just getting, I don't know. It might be that line. There's like a coupler right there. It looks, if you can see that or not. Could be loose. So I'll clean that all up. And while I'm in here, maybe what I'll do is I'll take these rubber hoses off and replace them and put new hardware and stuff on. So that's it right there. You can see where it's leaking out of this input shaft for the torque converter. So it's going to be an absolute nightmare. I might have to cut that bolt off up there too. That one that was stuck. I need to take this off from here. There's probably a nut inside there or something holding that onto the shaft. But I don't know if there's enough room here to slide this off. I mean, this almost looks like it's a little bit, of course you can't tell. Maybe it's only on there by a little bit, which would be nice. Slide that off, pop that seal out, put a new seal in. I think, I don't know. Hopefully I can get to it from here. I might have to buy a seal puller. I don't even know if I can get in there with a seal puller. It's gonna be interesting. Let's go up top, get that plate off the floor, see what we're working with, I guess. All right, I got the bolt cut off. Let's see if I can finagle this out of here without taking the lever out. Alright, remember that combination. To get that back in. Whew. It's definitely easier to get to this side, but this side wasn't hard to get to in the first place. The absolute easiest way would be to pull the dash, the hydraulic tank, lift all that up. I ain't doing that. Alright, I think I'm gonna wait and do this after I get the governor put back on, because I'm gonna have to spin that from up here by hand and get those out. That's the only way between up here and underneath. It's gonna be an all-day venture getting those four out. For me anyways. Somebody else could probably do it in half an hour and be done with it. So I really don't want to spin this around and run the chance of throwing some timing off on this, or I mean I already moved it a little bit just trying to do what I did, and I put it back to where it was. I don't know if that'll throw anything off or not for putting the governor back on. Alright, so let's go up here and mess with that. I mean, this is, you know, this is the way it goes. Waiting on parts. It's not like I can go to Napa and get the parts, you know what I mean? I mean, stuff like this I probably could. I could probably make anything work for this. Ouch. But I can't get, you know, a lot of the stuff for this I have to just order online. So I'll take these out. I might have them. What size is it? I thought I had it. There we go. You guys want to sit back here? Can you sit here? The seat sucks. No, you're not gonna stay. You want to sit right there? I'm not worried about moving that. I'll just put it all the way back up. That's where it was before I mess with that governor. I hope I don't. But I enjoy figuring stuff out, you know, I mean, what do I care? If I have to pay somebody to come fix it, then I guess I'll have to pay somebody to come fix it. But if I can figure it out myself, it'd be that much easier to fix it if anything happens to it again. You know what I mean? And the comments really help a lot. People, you know, like someone commented on the fan blades. I knew you could turn the fan blades around. I just wasn't exactly sure how. I've heard of it being done, but I've never seen it or done it myself. Someone said you just push them down, turn them, and I guess you can pull them right out, and the springs are broke underneath of it. And I've looked in my book and I can't find the fan blades or the springs. So if anyone knows what the part number is for that, let me know, because I'm going to be moving on to that. Let's see. I'm going to change this. I'm going to get that done, get the governor put back on, and then I'll probably put this video out because it's going to be way too long. There's just so much work to do. You can't just put it all in one video. It'd be hours long, which isn't a bad thing. I don't mind doing that either. But yeah, I'm going to clean the radiator up, kind of inspect that. Somebody said blow it all out. That's, you know, it's a good idea to do that. And make sure all the springs are good, the fan blades are tight. We'll go through all that in the next video. Power is off. Batteries are still hooked up. Master's off. So whoa. Stay. Alright. That's the gauge we're after. This gauge doesn't work. That's the one we're changing. Get back in here, get this all unbolted. See if I can get it out of there. The new one's a shade different than that. Not sure what this black thing right here is. That must be, maybe there's a light in it, which I'm not concerned about. So I'm assuming I'll just mount it with these two and then put all the wiring on the back side. They are labeled L and B. So I'll get the old one out and wire that back up, and I'll leave the cover off from it. We could clean that out too. Ooh. Squirrel was in there, or a rat. So the red wire is the only one over there. That must be, I don't know, a ground wire or something. Alright, now I gotta take those off. Hopefully it works, the new one, I guess. I really was hoping this one would work because I think it's original. But I kind of like the old original stuff. Alright, let's see if this will come off. Like that. Snug it a little. Get it straightened up. Mount it up. Pretty close right there. Okay. I'm gonna drop these new ones. Should be able to tell just by turning the battery on and the keys switch to the hot side. If this gauge works. In a way, I hope it does it. Just because I'm hoping the other one's not bad. Put this washer back on. Put this washer back on. You can go over here. Would it be better to go around that? The other way? I don't know. Let me go find a wrench maybe. I can't see under there. Find a wrench for that little thing there. Snug. Snug. Alright. Has anybody ever seen, check this out. That's the 8mm end. See that? It's stamped 8mm on that end instead of on this end. Isn't that weird? I've had this socket set a long time. Some sort of it obviously just must be when they stamped it, it went through the wrong way. So it's kind of cool. Alright, that's all hooked up. Let's flip the battery on. Hope nothing catches on fire. Well, nothing crazy happened. Alright, here we go. Got all the parts in for this. You already seen me messing with that. I put all that back together. Here's the new bolt. Check that. The old one's on the right, obviously. So I had to figure out, I don't know, there's probably 8 or 10 threads that didn't even catch. See how it's at a point? So it didn't catch until back in here. So I had to refigure. I'm gonna get it all set up here, but I also was waiting on this little piece right here that wasn't even in there. If it was just dust, or it could be in the pile of broken stuff. This little piece right here was $30. So to do everything to fix all that was like 45 bucks, and then of course, or 50, and then this thing was 30 bucks in itself. Got this spring here. I mean, this goes in here. This spring goes in here, but it sits on top of this bracket like that, and it sets in there. So you can see how much I have to compress that just to get it in there. So I'm gonna get that in. I got the new spring for this cover over here. I got everything.
So let me get this together. I'll get it set and then I'll show you that. And then got the gasket. I think I'm going to spray some copper sealant on that gasket. It's like a copper coat, because you can see there's all kinds of imperfections. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see that. I also noticed up in that corner, if you can see that, if I get the light just right, that's an imperfection up in that corner. And it almost looks like, I don't know if it was patched or if it's just, I mean, I don't see it coming through the other side, but before I mess with it too much, I want to get this together so it doesn't come apart. I've got it all together and working, so. Ooh. So, let me get that done now. I'll come back and show you. There we go. Got it in there. Did I fight with that? Anyways, I should have bought this pin right here too. I was just gonna reuse. I was just gonna reuse this pin, and I didn't realize that that had to pivot, and it was rusted in there. I thought it was just part of it. I didn't even realize it until I tried to run this bolt through this spring and into this holder. This holder holds both of these two pieces together actually, and this piece just slides in. Well, that was kind of rusted, holding the whole thing together. So I got it anyways. I drove it out, cleaned it up, got it to turn in there, and it's working. I wish I would have ordered a new one because they're only a few dollars, but I'm not waiting another week to put this together. I'm not going to do it tonight either. I'm going to do it tomorrow sometime. But it works. Let me grab, here's the spring. This is the spring that was broken when I pulled the cover off. That goes on here, like that, over top of the shaft. And then the cover pushes against that spring that pushes against this and keeps everything tight up against there. And then what happens is, let me set this thing up. And then what happens is, so this is being held in, there's a detent. You can't see it in the camera, but there's a little ball right here. As you twist the throttle, back, you can feel it catch. So, let's see if I can, yeah, right there. It catches. With that spring pushing against this with that cover, it's just a little detent, and it rides behind this plate right here. You'll feel it catch, and then that's off. So when you push your lever all the way up, you'll feel it go past that detent to the off position. And then when you want to start it, you pull it back, you'll feel that detent catch. You'll feel it. And that's you can pull it back and then push it up till you feel that detent again. That's your low idle, which is adjusted by this bolt right here. And all that does is moves this back and forth so that detent catches at a different spot. See what I'm saying? So if you screwed it in more, it would pull that arm back, and then your detent, let's see, it would be, so if you screw it in more, you're going to get a higher low idle, if that makes sense, because it's going to pull this back and your detent won't catch it. And because this will be pulled back, so in return your throttle would be more like that at low idle before you would feel the detent. So it's kind of how that works. Then obviously wide open throttle is wide open throttle. The only thing that all this does is controls that detent, from what I can figure out. I could be wrong, but that's how I see how it works. And then everything else inside of here just kind of like this shaft here, as this moves, all that kind of moves together. And then this slides in and out against another shaft, and then there's another shaft that goes into this that moves. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, a lot more than I realized, but I think I got it all figured out. So tomorrow I'll get that put back together and get it primed, and we'll see what happens. There it is, all back on. I still have to hook up the fuel line right there. Got to get that hooked up. I didn't put the gasket or anything on this cover because I want to see if this is leaking. But I did get that, I don't know if you can see down in there. I did get that big spring on the back side to hold some tension on it. And then just tighten those bolts up a little bit. So I don't think it could come out with the low idle bolt being in there, but I'm not taking any chances, so it's just temporarily on. I don't even have the bolt. I probably should, just because. I'll snug this bolt up. I just put this pin in here. I'll drop I'm not gonna, like I said, all this is gonna come back apart. There, that'll stay for now. I'll snug that up, get the fuel line on. It went on really easy, actually. Hopefully, knock on wood, it's not a bad thing, but took a little bit of finagling, a little bit of twisting and turning, and then it just went boom, dropped right in place. I was making sure that everything was lined up on that shaft, the spring and all that. And then where that arm that rocks here, there's a pin that sticks out here. That had to be on the side of that, and it all just kind of lined itself up as it went on. So hopefully that was a good thing. Actually, the hardest part was getting that back on. Whatever that thing is in the side of the block. Getting that on there, getting all that lined back up, and those two short bolts in the side, or the one bolt on the bottom actually, was the hardest part. So I'll come back when the fuel line's on, and I'm gonna take the air filter off and find a piece of plywood to cover that intake up, just in case something happens and it heads for the moon. I'll be able to throw a piece of plywood over that, and I'll shut the fuel off if something happens as well. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna probably get that done, get that off, get these all cracked, and try to get it bled before I come back, so that way I'm not wasting time. Getting right to it, see if it'll fire back up. Do a will it start. Got the fuel bled, you can see up there, all the fuel. You can see fuel over here running down the side, but that's from the injectors up top. So I also cracked that open and bled a bunch of fuel through that. So far it all looks pretty good from what I can tell. I'm still not convinced I got all the air out of it, but we're gonna find out. And I had to take that air cleaner off to get to the injector back here behind this. You can't get to it from the front side or anywhere else without pulling that. So I guess I've dragged my feet long enough. Let's just set me back here for now. Still think there's a lot of air in the system. I mean, I bled it up there, I bled it here, but I still feel like, I mean, a lot of fuel came out of this when I popped it off. So let's see if I can find, maybe there's another bleed screw, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I was trying to start, so could have been what fuel was in it. Yeah, there's just a ton of air in it still. Alright, let me get these all bled and then I'll come back and we will try it again. I think it's going to go get all the air out of it. That's what I was afraid of. Just solid full of air. Alright, let's try it again. There was all over there. I'm gonna call that a win. Man, it's loud in here.
It's gonna be a long process. So this is the only way I can get these bolts out here, is I have to hold this bar up in the center, and I've got this broken wrench. It was broken on purpose, I guess. And I can get all these from down here. I'm probably gonna put a mark over here and over here to line up for the first one. That way I can just to line it back up so that they're all the way they were when they came off, when I put the new ones back. I'm still not 100% certain I'm gonna be able to get this off. I might end up having to pull the hydraulic tank to get to that. I might even have to drop the dang transmission, but I don't know. If I could actually see down in there from the top, I could probably get it. And I can't do that without pulling the tank. Because I don't even know if I can get a socket in there on it to get it off. But we'll see. If I can't, it'll be keep an eye on it, keep it full, and run it for a summer, and then it'll be a project for next winter, because there's too many other things that need done other than that. I hate to have it leaking. It's not a terrible leak, but it's enough to make a mess everywhere. So I'll get all these out on this side, and then we'll go up top, and I'll start taking these out and see what I think. If I don't think I can get it, then I'll just start replacing these from up top, and it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna take a while, but it needs done. You can see it, how bad it is. I'll come back when I get these all out over here. All right, well, I got the bolts out of it. Let's see if it'll come out. Coming out. Watch your eyes. Oh, it's heavier than I thought. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look in the book and see what holds that on there. I can't feel anything in there. Now it's got me wondering if, when I get those out, if that'll just slide off of there. You wouldn't think. Well, let's keep going, see what happens. I'm gonna mark these holes, because this side's got, I mean, you can clearly see. Can you see? There's, where'd the light go? Oh. See all the holes there? I mean, you can clearly see where the old one was, but I'm not sure. Stay there. Oh, I'm not sure why they're not really holes, are they? No. The only actual holes that go through are the two on the end, so. Yeah. Well, I'll go grab a marker and I'll mark that one. So I can just kind of line, make sure those 4 holes, and then they'll all go back. Little at a time. I think I'm gonna end up taking all these off on this side because it's the hardest to get to. Got them all loose, so hope you got your safety glasses on. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? I marked those with crayon, those the first four, so I can line it back up where it was. Whew. Just thought it'd be interesting putting them back on. Now in the book, I did look in the book, it said I should be able to pull these 6 bolts on this plate, pull that off, and then slide this off. So I'm assuming, it didn't say anything about taking any sort of snap ring or nut or anything off. So I'm just wondering if this just slides onto that shaft. So I kinda gotta... Get those out. Got those out. I don't know if you guys can really even see. Is that better? So I can't even see the camera. I only got one more on that side. I got all these broken loose on this side, I think. Maybe not. No, I don't think I broke these loose, these 2 last ones, but it's okay. I'll get all these out. These are a lot easier to get to over here. Just want to make sure I got the last 2 where I can get to the bolts. I mean, I can reach way up around, even go to the top. This side's easy. That's why I'm leaving them, because I gotta have something to stick my bar up in there and rotate it. So. Alright, well, I'll come back. I'm getting the last one out. Alright, so I got them all out. You can see that. According to the book, there's nothing holding this on here. You just slide it off. So it was moving a lot when that last one came out. So let's see. Sit there. Work with me, please. Mm-hmm. Wonder if we gotta take these bolts out. To get that seal out of there. I don't think so. I really don't want to get all that crap down in there either. Let me slide that back in there. Alright, a piece of crap on it. Let me slide that back in there and see if I can go around and clean that up real good. Try and get all that junk out of there. And then see if I can get that seal out. Let's see what happens. Oh, she's heavy. Everything on this is heavy though. It's already got junk on it. You can see the play in it. So good reason why that fluid's leaking out of it. Assuming it had to be a little more snug than that. Let me get it cleaned out. Here is the old ones. You can see how they're all cracked. Really, really bad all the way around. And then obviously here's the new ones. Whoop, what happened here? I've been up here with that brush, reaching down in there, scraping, cleaning the best I can, getting all the gunk out. Now I'm taking the air hose, it's underneath right now, and blowing all the crap out of it, trying to get it as clean as possible on the back side so that when I pull that seal out and put the new one in, I don't have to worry about getting any junk inside the transmission. Because I think that shaft, I want to say there's a gear in there, or there's a pump in there, because over here, that canister over there, pretty sure that's a filter. That's got to get changed. Next video, we're doing all that too. So I don't want to get any junk in there, although in reality it should go straight to the pump, or they have the pump. It'll go straight to the pump, alright. It should go through the filter and clean itself out, but I'd just rather not do it in the first place. So let me get that clean. Let me get that clean, and then let's see if we can just pry that seal out of there. Get a big wrench and just reach up in there and see if it'll come out. Where's the best spot to put you guys? Maybe right over there. My camera's gonna be filthy. I think you can see right there. I really don't have a choice now, do I? Really screwed it up. Oh yeah. Whoo! Did it move? Oh, it's on its way out, ain't it? Oh yeah. Let me go up top and see if I don't know if I can get it. Let me try it over here. I can pipe this sightless now. It's out. Hey. Alright.
Alright, here's the old seal. You can see the part number. It's kind of hard to see. But it's 1D4326. It's the exact same part number that's on the package for this seal. Is this it? No. But anyways, they're slightly different. Diameters are the same, but thickness, if you can see, it's just a touch different. The old seal is just a tick thicker by maybe a 1/16 of an inch or so. Not a big deal, I don't think at all. I don't think it's going to be an issue whatsoever. So, but I am going to clean the outside of this seal up. Take a Q-tip, and I'm going to put some sealer around the outside of it. That way, if there's any imperfections or anything in the old casting where the seal goes in, it will seal it up and help hold it in there. So, and there's no part number stamped in this one at all. So this doesn't say cat on it, but I'm gonna say that's probably a cat seal. This is a CTP seal. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and then start assembling it.
this. Oh, where'd you go? Almost need to try and press it in there. There's no room. There's no room in here. try to line up those blue marks. Should be pretty close. Bought brand new lock washers using the same bolts. Come on. Where is it? Get this first one in. 19 probably fit. Alright. Leave this side just a little bit loose, that way I can get the other ones in. Alright. Click. There. That's all of it. Brand new seal up in there. Flex drives, these discs are all brand new. Got them as tight as I can get them. I'm going to go back through and double check every one of them and mark them with a marker, so I know I got every single one of them. But that's it for now. Still a lot more to do. I'm hoping that seal holds up. This is just this oil here. That's just from where I lubed the seal and that shaft up. I put a lot of lube on that when I slid it in there. It's just running out. Where did it go? I don't know. I'll clean it all up. Clean everything up down here and all that. Make sure that it's nice and clean. So if for some reason it does still leak, I can figure that out. I think it's going to be just fine. Alright, there it is, all done. Triple checked all the bolts, marked every one of them. It's done. Cleaned up all around the seal with a card cleaner and got all that lube off from, we put that back in. And it's done, hopefully. I do have an extra, I bought an extra seal just in case something happened, but I do not want to do that again. That took, I don't even know, 4 or 5 hours at least to get that done. Next week, or the next 2 weeks, or however long it takes, I'm going to work on, I bought a 1-inch Milwaukee impact. So that belly pan under there is coming off one way or another. I don't care if the bolts break off or if they come out, either way. That's coming off. I'm going to clean that up. Got some leaks over here to deal with. I'm going to figure out what to do with those fan blades. What else? Maybe hydraulic lines? I don't know. We'll see. Oh yeah, I got to service the hydraulic tank. Do that. The transmission now that I got that seal fixed. And whatever else. I'm going to get another rebuild kit to do the track on this side because this side isn't holding up. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if not, just keep watching. There's a lot of good stuff coming up.